400 feet beneath the ocean, 135 people are crammed into a steel tube barely longer than 2 football fields, surviving for months without sunlight, privacy, or escape. This is the brutal truth about life inside a nuclear submarine, where sailors hot bunk, share 2 showers, and risk mental breakdowns just to keep the world safe. But what does it really take to endure this hidden world? And why do so many crack under the pressure? Space is the first thing that disappears on a nuclear submarine. Inside a Virginia-class boat, the numbers tell the story: 337 feet of steel, 135 crew, and 94 bunks. That leaves no room for luxury or even basic comfort. Bunks are stacked 3 high in narrow alcoves, each with a thin mattress and a curtain barely thick enough to dim the hallway lights. The only personal space a sailor gets is a locker the size of a school backpack, crammed with every possession allowed for months at sea. For a new sailor, the first hours on board are a crash course in survival. Veteran crew members, already familiar with the unwritten rules of submarine life, watch as the newcomers, known as pukes, navigate the delicate politics of bunk selection. A lower rack, closer to the floor, is prized for its stability and cooler air. Upper racks, near the pipes and vents, can mean constant noise and heat. Trades happen fast: a pack of snacks for a quieter spot, a favor promised for a bunk away from the machinery. One junior sailor wrote, "First 48 hours, I bartered snacks for a lower-tier rack. Privacy is a myth. The curtain offers a momentary shield, but footsteps, whispered conversations, and the ever-present hum of machinery seep through. Etiquette is strict: no loud voices, no sudden movements, and never disturb someone's rack unless absolutely necessary. Even sleep is rationed. With the crew split into rotating shifts, someone is always sleeping nearby. Silence is enforced, not just for courtesy, but because rest is as valuable as oxygen down here. Personal storage is a daily negotiation. Every item must fit in a locker barely big enough for a pair of shoes and a few shirts. Letters from home, a single photograph, maybe a paperback novel. These become treasures. Anything more is excess, and excess is forbidden. The only way to keep morale up is to respect the invisible boundaries, honor the rituals of bunk rotation, and learn quickly from those who have already made peace with the confines of submarine life. For the uninitiated, the first days are a test of adaptability. Mentors step in, showing new sailors how to fold uniforms to fit the lockers, how to claim a few minutes of quiet, and how to adjust to the rhythm of life, where privacy is measured in inches, and sleep comes in borrowed hours. The physical limits are non-negotiable, but the social economy, trades, alliances, and unspoken rules, shapes every moment below the waves. A nuclear submarine is a machine first, a home second. 1/3 of the entire hull is claimed by the reactor and propulsion systems. An entire football field's worth of steel and cables, humming with power. The rest of the space is carved into a tight maze: command center, torpedo room, medical bay, galley, and living quarters, all squeezed into what's left. For a junior sailor, the first tour through the boat feels like walking inside a giant engine. Pipes run overhead, valves line the walls, and every compartment is marked by the low drone of machinery. There's no such thing as an empty room. Every inch is planned, every corner spoken for. The routine is dictated by the hardware. Each sailor's day is split into 3 6-hour watches, forming an 18-hour cycle that never matches the world above. There is no sunrise, no sunset, just the constant glow of overhead lights switching from white to red, meant to trick the body into remembering day and night. The watch schedule is relentless. 6 hours on duty, 6 hours off, 6 hours for sleep, or whatever else you can manage. For the new crew, it's a shock. You learn to nap whenever you can, wherever you can, often with the low rumble of turbines vibrating through your bones. Silence is enforced by necessity. Someone is always asleep, and the thin walls do nothing to stop the noise. Even a dropped wrench can echo through the berthing spaces in the mess. Conversations are kept to whispers, footsteps are measured, and doors are eased closed instead of slammed. The hum of the reactor and the ventilation fans is so steady that it becomes background music, a constant reminder that the machinery never sleeps, and neither does the mission. Hygiene is another negotiation with the boat's design. With 2 showers for over 130 people, water is rationed, and every minute counts. Showers are limited to 3 minutes, and sometimes even less when fresh water is tight. The water itself is recycled from the sea, processed and filtered, but always carrying a faint metallic taste. 1 washing machine and 1 dryer serve the entire crew, so uniforms are worn for days, sometimes weeks, before a turn comes up. After a while, everyone smells the same, and nobody comments on it. The layout, the schedule, the rules, they all serve the machinery first. Every action, from sleeping to showering, is shaped by the physical limits of the boat. Fatigue builds, tempers flare, and small comforts become currency. For a junior sailor, survival means learning to work with the machine, not against it. Isolation on a nuclear submarine is total. For months at a time, the world above becomes a memory. No sunlight, no fresh air, and no real contact with family or friends. Aboard the USS Missouri, the crew spent 163 days beneath the surface, surfacing fewer than 20 times. HMS Vengeance broke records in March 2024, staying submerged for 201 days. The longest patrol ever recorded stretched to 11 months, with sailors marking birthdays and holidays in the dim glow of artificial lights. This kind of separation takes a toll. Navy records show that up to 30% of submarine personnel have been lost to mental health issues, a number that once rivaled losses from physical injury. Junior enlisted sailors, often just out of high school, are especially vulnerable. Anxiety, depression, and sleep disruption become common companions as weeks turn into months underwater. A 2021 study of 24 submariners documented rising stress and paranoia after the 8th week, with one sailor writing, "Mindfulness drill gave me 30 minutes of peace." For many, the psychological strain is as real as the physical confinement. In 2012, the Navy launched a pilot program to embed mental health providers with submarine crews. By 2016, every submarine port had a dedicated professional on call. These embedded counselors offer confidential support, quick access to care, and a lifeline for those struggling with the invisible pressure of life below the waves. The impact has been clear: faster interventions, fewer early returns, and a new sense of trust between crew and command. The silent service now recognizes that resilience is not just about endurance, but about supporting the mind as much as the mission. Food is measured in pounds and days, not comfort or variety. A submarine on a 120-day patrol loads roughly 15,000 pounds of provisions, about 160 pounds per sailor, packed into every spare inch of storage. Fresh fruit and vegetables vanish in 2 weeks. After that, meals come from cans, freeze-dried bags, and frozen blocks. The galley, a space barely larger than a closet at 10 by 4 feet, runs around the clock. 2 cooks, working shoulder to shoulder, feed over 130 people 3 times a day. There's no room for open flames. Everything is cooked with convection ovens, induction burners, or pressure deep fryers, methods chosen as much for safety as for space. Crew logs tell of creative stews and morale-boosting desserts, but by month 2, the taste of a fresh apple becomes a distant memory. Food is only one part of survival. Every sailor carries an invisible risk. The reactor, the weapons, the depths outside. The dangers are not theoretical. In 1963, USS Thresher was lost with all 129 aboard. 5 years later, USS Scorpion went down with 99. The Soviet K-19 suffered a reactor failure in 1961, killing 8 crewmen from radiation exposure within days and 15 more over the next 2 years. These disasters haunt every patrol. Drills for fire, flood, reactor casualty, and evacuation are relentless. The crew repeats them until response becomes automatic. Radiation badges are checked daily, and every alarm is treated as real until proven otherwise. In the face of these pressures, something rare forms below the surface. The hardships, cramped spaces, rationed food, the ever-present threat bind the crew together. Trust becomes survival. Every meal shared, every drill run in silence, every joke traded in the mess builds a sense of brotherhood that outsiders struggle to understand. Beneath the steel, endurance is measured not just in days, but in discipline and the unspoken promise to watch out for each other. A nuclear submarine like the USS Missouri can spend up to 181 days submerged, with fewer than 20 days surfacing in 6 months. Inside, 135 crew members live in a space not much bigger than 2 football fields, sharing 94 beds and working 18-hour days. Official Navy records show that nearly 30% of submarine personnel are lost to mental health challenges, even as embedded support programs have expanded since 2012. Despite improvements, many aspects of life below remain classified, including detailed accident reports and mission specifics. The lessons from disasters like USS Thresher and K-19 continue to shape safety protocols and constant training. Today, submariners still face isolation, cramped quarters, and relentless drills to maintain nuclear security. What happens on patrol is rarely shared, but the facts remain. Every deployment demands endurance, discipline, and a unique brotherhood forged in the depths. The realities documented here are a testament to the unseen sacrifices required to protect nations beneath the waves.